Alright YouTube, this is my 8,000 mile review, ownership review update on the Kawasaki Vulcan. I think I might be just shy of that, but basically there. This is a 2016 Kawasaki Vulcan 650S. I've had it for 3 years now. My wife, this is basically her bike now, the one that she likes to ride. We've had it for 3 years, and you know what? This bike has just been rock solid and bulletproof. Yeah, no joke. We put it through the ringer a little bit, and it's done really good. This is the bike that I actually learned to ride on. And you know what? I've got 2 other bikes in my stable now. And I can still come back to this bike and enjoy it. And actually, well, it's not the fastest. This bike is faster than my Moto Guzzi V7, the 2021 version with the 850. This little 650 motor, this little parallel twin, I think it's only rated at like 62 horsepower or something, is actually quicker than my V7. 3, 2, 1, go. I knew they felt close, but actually, it's, I'm not going to say it's way faster, but it's a little bit quicker than the V7 for sure. Yeah, but man, this is just, what can I say? This is just a good all-around bike, just period. And that's, you know, that's the reason we bought it, because it had performance and was just a good value. Based on what I'd heard from other people on the internet and stuff, you know, those are the people you trust. So I went with the internet's opinion and got this bike as my beginner bike, which, you know, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, because it served me well, and it's serving my wife well now, and I still ride it too. So, but literally nothing has gone wrong with this bike. I literally cannot say anything that has gone wrong with it. Yeah, I mean, change the oil, lube your chain, you know, tighten it when you need to. I've changed the tires. I will say this bike is a lot better with the Pirelli Angel GT tires over whatever the stock ones were. The stock ones actually made me a little nervous, because they actually would slide and skid a little bit. These ones, these Pirelli GTs, man, they're like glue. Yeah, let's take it for a spin. Actually, I will, now that I got my GoPro on, show you the startup on the turn signals my wife had me put on here. These are cheap turn signals too. They're like Kinstex off of, what do you call it? Amazon. Like, you can get all 4 of them for $16. I only use the 2 for the front though, with the DRL. Daytime running light. Fun starter. I guess one of the weak points of this bike is going to be the exhaust, which I drilled some holes in it to make it a little louder. It's probably going to not pick it up good on camera right now, but these tail lights on the back, these Kiriakin tail light turn signals, them things are really good. Which, yeah, whoops, hit the kill switch. Anyways, I'll be back in a sec when I'm on the road. Man, this is a good bike. It really is. It's a really good value. I mean, it's not even just the fact that it's a good value. Is there a few plasticky things on here that are kind of cheap? Yeah. And the price reflects that on this bike, but it's hard to imagine anybody really hating this bike that gets it. It's got such good performance, and then it cruises good too. This bike cruises good in the, let's see, 6th gear in the mid RPMs. It'll sit there and go around 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs all day, and it does excellent. Actually, this bike has gotten better with time. The motor used to be really jerky, like if you were in first or second under 3,000 when you're taking off, this motor was jerky. when I first, because we bought this bike new as a carryover, and yeah, it didn't behave well in the low RPMs. It does what I call bucking. I don't know what everybody else calls it, but over time, as we put more miles on it, this motor has gotten smoother than what it was from the factory. I ain't been down this road in a while, and we had some bad flooding, so there could be some bad spots in the road. I'm not sure. I'll see. But man, this bike is something I notice on this bike versus my Moto Guzzi. The Moto Guzzi, I think, is a more nimble bike than this, but I actually think this bike might have more lean. I don't know what the specs are, but I feel like it's a lot harder to drag the pegs on this bike than it is on my Moto Guzzi V7, which I know it sounds kind of crazy because the V7 is more of an upright bike, but yeah. But at the same time, this bike, it's not quite as nimble as the V7. It's got a little, just a tad more weight. But it's more stable as far as just your normal riding. This bike, I guess the longer wheelbase versus my Moto Guzzi V7, this one, it feels stable, that long wheelbase, and it also has a wider front tire, which helps. And you have to watch out here. Stupid dogs. No birds. Thought they were gonna fly in front of me. I think this bike's kind of hard to rev match on though, so I've kind of got to where I just don't really care too much. I just shift down smoothly. Because I feel like in order to rev match, you don't just blip the throttle. You gotta like do this and hang on for a second to get the revs to match where you want them. Hey, check this out. Big old tractor. It's Kentucky for you, baby. Yeah, things have just gotten smoother and better on this bike since we've owned it. The shifter, that's one thing I'll take. We've had one little issue, and that was the shifter spring. Kind of made it to where the gear shift lever would flop at times, not always. Occasionally, you'd press the shift down, and then it would stay down, not come up. I did replace that finally after, you know, literally in my 3rd year of ownership. But I got by with it for 2 years. But my wife just complains about a lot of things. Is very picky about her stuff, so that should tell you that this is a good bike, that she likes it after I fix that on it anyways. That shift return spring, which is actually a really easy job too, no big deal, and it's a cheap part. I think it was well under $10. But yeah, even after all this time, what can I say? Still enjoy this bike. Yeah, it's a fantastic machine. Yeah, this road's a little bumpy, so it's not a good road to go fast on. Probably. But yeah, like I said, this bike's bulletproof. The motor, fantastic, smoother now than it was. I replaced the clutch friction plates or whatever. Not that it like absolutely needed it, but I just did it. As I say this stuff, whoops, it's kind of stuck in gear. Oh, I was in first. That's why you don't rely on the gear indicator. I was like, why ain't this shifting down? It said I was in second, but I was in first. It doesn't register until you're going, I guess. This is an aftermarket gear indicator on the 2016 model. 2017 and up Vulcans have it stock in the dash. You know, I've made a few little mods to it. Oh, yeah, that's just rude. That's just rude. Made a few little mods to it. Getting rid of the rear stock tail light, and you know, those big bogus mirrors it had, and the big crazy bubble turn signals. Made a big difference in the way this bike looks. I like the green on it, but this bike's got a little bit of wear on it. It does have a dent in the tank, but it literally, that happened on the way bringing it home. Actually, the strap on the trailer broke. Yeah, had not put a single mile on this bike, and I already got a dent in it. That was like one of the most, I don't know, just heart-wrenching moments I think I've ever, as far as when you buy something, and kind of buying a motorcycle, just like buying a car, it's an investment. And it was kind of gut-wrenching when I looked in the rearview mirror and seen that bike fall over that strip, because I saw it happen while I was driving down the road. That just, my heart sank in my stomach. It was, you know, it is what it is, but it didn't matter. The bike runs good. Nobody got hurt, you know, nothing. It could have been bad, but, you know, thank God it ended up not being bad. I mean, a little bit of damage, but didn't stop the bike from running, and that's what this bike is. You know, like I said, bulletproof. It's a tank of a cruiser, especially for the price. And it don't handle like a tank, though. It handles more like a standard, not even like a cruiser. It's a ton of fun. Still loving it. Anyways, that's my update on this bike. That's all I got. Until next time, biker believer, like, subscribe, hang in there for more content, and I'll see what other bikes I can come up with in the future, maybe sometime. Working on building a house right now, so it's distracting me a lot. But we'll see. Anyways, that's it. Till next time. Peace.